Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Brothers to the End podcast, episode 34. That was the worst intro of all time. We
had some pretty cruddy intros, and you know what? You didn't even have to touch on it, and it would have been fine because everyone listening would have had no idea.
Yeah.
It's only people watching would have, you know.
There's a lot of moving parts. I didn't have Vern. If you're not watching it, you have no idea. You're like, what? It started like normal. There's no difference. But the people who watch this live on Twitch, I swear, a different issue every single time.
It's a different experience for the people that watch it live. For sure.
Okay, I'm trying to control the video aspect. I'm trying to turn the music down as I intro it. I'm trying to make sure that the stream can hear us, the music. And I'm an idiot. It's
a lot of moving parts. Well, and you had to completely redo the setup to the stuff that they don't know. Stuff that
goes on behind the scenes. Yeah. Exactly. And if you're watching this, you can see just how beautiful Vern looks on his new setup. No longer we have to look at the back of or the front of a closet.
It's still there.
Yeah, but you can't even see it now. It's not. And okay, here's the thing: a closet door wouldn't even be that bad. But it didn't help your case that closet door is like a shit brown. It's a shit brown, bro.
The color. I think it's like a really it's like a cabiny. It's like if you rented like a
cabin that's shit brown.
A budget cabin. Well, shit brown's not necessarily a bad color.
Well,
my shit's usually darker than that.
Okay, I don't need to know about the color of your fucking
Well, when you say shit brown, I can't relate to it. You
don't need to relate to shit brown, bro.
I mean, yeah. Okay. If you're saying this is bad because it reminds me of poop.
Anyways, great start.
I can't relate to that.
Great start today. Welcome to the podcast, episode 34. We've been pretty consistent, consistently inconsistent.
We've been crushing it.
Except for the 2 months. Since we kind of yeah, that's true. Since the return, we've been pretty damn good. So wait, how many? I always forget. We do a podcast every 2 weeks. So how many podcasts in a year? Quick math.
52.
24.
26.
26. Quick math. So 26 podcasts, and we're on what, 34?
Yeah.
So a year and a half ish, less
crushing it
than a year and a half.
Really good about it.
We did skip what, 2 months because of the baby,
the child being
born, which I feel like is a pretty good excuse. So that did put a little.
It's not an excuse. It literally happened.
I think I saw it in your stream or someone's chat, or no, it was a YouTube comment on. I think it was on one of my videos, and it said, "Goldie uses the dad excuse way too much." Bro, like this kid's like he's like 19 years old and he's just furious that I'm not pumping out videos and streams as much as I used to. How fucking dare he have a real child? That is a fucking excuse.
Yeah, that's weird. That's such a weird thing to say.
When you have a fucking son who is less than 6 months old, you will fucking understand. You can use the dad excuse, the child excuse, whenever the fuck you want to, because it's a legitimate excuse, because your child is your life, and it's a lot of fucking work, okay? So don't talk to me.
That's the thing. It's a lot of fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
It requires a lot of effort. It's not an excuse. You literally are changing diapers 24/7.
Dude, 24/7. Even while I'm streaming, I'm changing diapers in my mind. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm,
Oh, God. It hasn't happened in 20 minutes. It's going to happen soon.
God, dude. I've said this before, but like when he was first born, I remember like every diaper change, I was like, oh, I got to change another diaper. And then I don't know where, somewhere along the way, probably very quickly, it was just like, why am I, like, it's not like this is going to be the last diaper. Why am I like, this is going to keep happening. I better just accept it. It's going to be a very common occurrence. I'm going to change a lot of fucking diapers.
Just wait till you start potty training, dude.
So now, well, then he's just going to be shitting and pissing on the floor.
Or he's going to be shitting and pissing in big boy undies. You know how difficult that is to change. Oof.
Yeah, I'm putting it in the garbage. Oh, you shitting these whitey tighties? Throw it in the trash. Disgusting.
Yeah.
That's shit, boy. That's shit. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. All right. I'm the exact opposite. When he has a big poop, I'm like, good job, bud. You got all that out? That's a good poop. Everyone poops, but I'm so proud of you because that's the best poop I've ever heard.
That's
Anyways, this got
heard.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to say seen because that's even weirder.
No, it's not.
Anyway, speaking of seeing beautiful things, I get to see you on my stream right now. Also, I think I can hear myself through your mic just a little bit. I don't know if your headset is like super jacked. I'm turning it on.
Thank you. It is. It's always jacked. That's how I live my life.
Your hair looks, honestly, dude, the blonde looks good. And the mustache with the little beard, like
I need
think
to shave.
This,
I need to shave.
Stop.
It's a little too thick right now.
Why do you say that?
It's a little too thick right now, and I got a neck beard
I think
going
this
on.
is the sexiest you've ever looked.
I've been lazy. I'm gonna admit it. I've been lazy.
Dude, I hate you. I've been lazy, and he looks like that. Like, imagine being such a piece of shit.
Dude, I told myself that like this weekend is gonna be like balls to the wall. Like I don't have to care about anything because we're doing my 24-hour stream weekend this weekend, dude.
So what does that mean? Are you doing 12 and 12?
As I get, so yeah, we did a charity stream for Gamers Outreach a couple weekends ago, and everyone's like, obviously for incentives, they're like, oh, 24-hour stream, and I'm like, dude, bro,
you split it
just
up.
Does not sound fun to me anymore. Yeah. And so I was like, we can do a 24-hour stream weekend. So 2 back-to-back 12-hour streams, that seems manageable. Bro, I'm hurting. I'm like, and so I told myself, I was like, man, hey, whatever, anything goes this weekend. I don't have to get dressed. I don't have to, dude.
Well, you got dressed. I appreciate you getting dressed for the podcast. That means a lot.
I mean, I have clothes on. I don't know if I would consider this being dressed.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't know.
We were just discussing this.
Button up, you know.
I used to
suit for the podcast.
No, don't do that, because then you're just gonna make me look bad. And you know, honestly, you know what we should do? Because I know Steph would love this. She's listening and watching right now. We should bust out the old Dapper Crew fits and wear like vests and like slacks, maybe a little bow tie.
We should. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like our conspiracy theory, it'd be a theme stream.
There you go.
A theme podcast.
We can dress like and do our hair like the aliens guy. You know what I'm talking about? The aliens guy. You know, come on, aliens. You don't know the aliens guy?
Oh,
come on, bro.
I'm thinking of like the movie series Aliens, and I'm trying to think of any character in there that had any
talking
sort
about
of like substantial hair.
No, I'm talking about like
the aliens guy.
History Channel.
This motion. So chat for those of you listening right now, he has his hands behind his head like a little reindeer.
I was doing his hair.
Talking about hair.
Yeah. Anyways, the aliens guy. He's got like a suitish on with his. I don't even understand his hair. I mean, obviously he might be an alien himself.
He does his hair like that.
You think
he's going for like he's like going for a bedhead look, right?
I thought he was going for like an Albert Einstein look.
I have colics, dude. I have colics, and my hair has never once looked like that.
Is it a colic or a calic?
I think when people write it out, it says cowlick, but that just is weird to me. So I say colic.
I always thought it was a calic.
Yeah. No, cowlick.
A cowlick,
like when a cow like licks.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I thought it was a calic, like CALIC, calic, or CALICK. Bro, what is it? Now I'm actually so confused.
It's cowlick.
I think you're right. I think it is cowlick.
What is a cowlick?
I mean, you have like a cowlick in the front of your hair, head.
Yeah, I do. Cowlick is a section of hair that stands straight up or lies at an angle at odds with the style in which the rest of the individual's hair is worn.
Wait, what's those big? Okay, so. But wait, what's it
says cowlick.
Wait, isn't a cowlick what you see in like cow pastures, the big old white things that are full of salt? And or is that a salt lick? That might be a salt lick.
That's a salt lick.
Oh, damn, dude.
Cowlick comes from when a cow like licks its child's head, and it fucking like it like you know, and then it like sticks his hair up.
Did your mom lick you as a child, and that's what messed up your hair? What? It was like a baby monkey. I
just explained what a cowlick is.
Okay, anyways.
And you made it weird.
I made it weird. Okay, says the guy that says, "Sorry, I can't relate to the color of your shit," or something like that. What did you say earlier?
I feel like that was fair. You said my closet looks like a shit brown. I said my shit's a little darker. I can't relate to that. It doesn't have the same effect on me. I think that's a fair statement.
Anyway, I was just trying to compliment you, aka not really compliment you, but compliment your girlfriend and say she did a phenomenal job at making your stream room incredible. Yeah. The whole conversation was I was trying to compliment you on your background that looks incredible, which obviously is a horrible podcast topic because it's a visual aspect. So if you're listening, if you're watching, you see it. If you're listening, I'm so sorry. Let's describe it to them. It's not shitty looking.
Open up my room.
Entirely. It looks like you have
I had a couch and a coffee table in here before, and that was taking up a large majority of the room where like my desk setup is now. And so my current setup was like tucked away in the corner that is currently behind me, and like I had no space. It was not very inviting at all. I literally came in here just to work basically. But now I feel like I spend more time in here than I do my bedroom. Like
yeah,
off stream,
probably.
like, dude, it's just super comfortable in here. It's way more opened up. I have so much room for activities behind me.
How do you feel? Oh, it's amazing. It actually looks really, really good. It's hands down the best background you've ever had. I like the touch of the chair. I've been thinking about putting a chair in my background, which you can't see on my camera right now, but I like it. I like the color of it. It just looks good. The one thing that I mean, I guess you don't, the window's completely covered, right? So you have no natural light coming in there. That's something that I actually like for a stream room, because then your lighting is more consistent, right? But with my current setup, I'm literally in front of a window, and Steph calls me a vampire and says I need to have natural light in this room, and I need to not be in a dungeon 24/7. But I want to put a blackout curtain in front of that so badly.
I think it was more important to have like the blackout curtains were absolutely necessary in our stream setups when we were working with a green screen so often.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think a lot of us have transitioned away from that, so you could definitely get away from it. I'm in the same boat. Like I have blackout curtains in all my windows in this room, but just because I don't like the inconsistent lighting. Like I like being able to just click my key lights on, always the same. Turn my LEDs on, and then it looked good every single time.
Yeah, that's like my current issue is I'm facing a window, so during a certain point of the day, like more light is coming through towards my face, and my camera adjusts. Like I think I have it set now where it's okay. Like it actually auto adjusts the ISO based on the lighting. But if it's convenient, but it's a little rough sometimes. Like sometimes I'm a little blown out because there's too much lighting, and I'm like sitting there trying to change it so I don't look like Casper while also trying, and it just fluctuates too much. So I don't know. The issue is my stream room is the first room you walk into, is you see when you walk into our house, and so we don't want it to be like this really uninviting dark room.
Door closed.
So we're trying to make it look like it's nice. Like you walk into our house and you go, oh wow, that's a really nice room. A really nice office.
Door closed and get one of those cool like live recording now live neon signs and put it above it and be like, oh, it can't go in there. Live recording.
I don't live at the Gamer Shore anymore.
Wow, dude, that looks so cool. It looks super important. What's going on in that room? I don't know.
Steph's literally in my chat saying, see, this is the problem. You're giving me horrible ideas.
I think
we're trying to have a grown-up household.
Dude, speaking of,
oh god,
is there anything that you thought you should just be able to like evolve past or outgrow as you got older? Last night I was eating food and I bit the shit out of my cheek, and it's all I'm thinking about right now.
Why would you grow out of biting your cheek? That's not like something you need to be.
If you chew enough, if you eat enough, eventually you just stop doing that. Your body's like, hey, that hurts. Maybe we shouldn't do that anymore.
Do I think there's things that, like, as I'm older, I would grow out of? Yes, but biting my cheek or my tongue is not one of them. Especially you of all people.
You just accept that you're going to bite your cheek for the rest of your life?
Yeah. Or my tongue, maybe I just have a bad day. Look at you, bro. You got fat ass lips. Of course you're gonna bite them or bite your cheeks or bite something.
It's my cheek, and it like every time I speak, it hurts. It just, and like not bad, but it's there. It's just there. I know it's there, and I feel like as human beings,
you think you would have evolved.
I believe in the theory of evolution. I think it's a pretty sound theory. I think we should evolve past biting our cheeks and our tongues. I think unless we do it on purpose, unless I'm like, hey, I feel like biting my cheek right now, and it's never on purpose, which is why it bleeds.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude! Of all things, I think there's other things you should grow out of.
Like what?
I'm trying to think. There's tons of things that I thought I would grow out of.
Should, and I don't want.
You know what?
Like video games.
Here's one thing
I should grow out of video games, but I'm gonna be a gamer till I die, baby.
Fuck that. Why would you want that? Okay, yeah, there's a couple things that I thought I would have grown out of by now. One, when I was younger, especially like in high school, I remember, and Steph would disagree with this, but I still feel like I do this, or I have this, but I feel like I have social anxiety. Maybe not as much as I used to, but when I was in high school, I definitely did, and I always thought like, oh, this anxiety that I'm feeling or this feeling that I have will definitely go away the older I get. Like everyone probably goes through this at this age. The older I get, it'll go away, all right? I'll be more comfortable with myself, yada, yada, yada. And then, mid-20s, I feel like I still have social anxiety at times, or just anxiety in general. And then I realized, oh, it's because I didn't even know what fucking anxiety was. It's not like something that just goes away with time. Some people have anxiety, some people, you know what I mean? So that was...
there's definitely a difference though between like full blown anxiety and like being uncomfortable in situations in which you will get better at.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think you do a phenomenal job at
I fake it till I make it.
Sure, but you're really good at that. You know what I mean?
Faking it till I make it. Yeah.
Well, it's a compliment. Like we just did a MLB we just did like the MLB stream. Like we're live. I was literally shitting bricks before we're going live. And as soon as and they brought me on before you. Yeah. And usually when we do stuff together, I kind of look to you and like I let you lead things, and I feel more comfortable like being in your presence. Like you calm me down in those situations. And they brought me on before you, and I'm like, oh fuck, what do I do here? And then kind of like, I was just like, okay, let's just roll with it. But it's something that I've been able to get better at over time just by doing it and being put in those uncomfortable situations.
For sure. And you know, when you are put in those uncomfortable positions, and that's the thing. And then you're like, oh, you come out the other side and you're like, that wasn't that bad. And then the next time you're in that situation, you're like, oh, I've done this before, I can do it again. It's all good. I mean, I've definitely gotten better over time. I mean, I would say streaming and doing all that stuff has helped me tremendously.
For sure.
Especially just like, I think filling dead air is very difficult, especially if, like yesterday, I don't think the MLB thing wasn't that bad because we had someone leading it, right? You have someone asking you questions.
Dude, shout out to Jeff, who is an absolute professional. We worked with him before, and when I saw that he was going to be like the host of the thing, I felt a lot better about the whole situation.
Right. So when you have someone who's kind of like leading you and asking you questions, and they're doing it, to me, that's the hard work, what Jeff is doing, right? Sure. So I think the times I'm nervous most is like when I have to be Jeff and I have to lead things, especially if I'm leading things with and trying to talk to someone that I've never met before, or I don't have a dynamic with, or, you know, because like it's one thing bullshitting with some friends, right? Like, you know, okay, like let's say you and I were doing a sponsored stream and I was leading it, and me and you and Mike are playing games, and, you know, we're trying to hit all these marks, but then it's or it's me and then two people I don't even know, I've never played games with. Like that's way harder to do because you don't really know their personalities. You don't really, you know, you're not familiar with talking to them. You don't really have that chemistry. So I don't know. It's a lot harder. But again, that's something like the more you do it, the better you get, right? Steph wants me to point this out because she's in here, and she said the one thing, dude, I have never gone out of this. I'm still working on it. It's hands down my worst habit. I'm almost 30 years old. I'm gonna be 30 in less than a month. I chew my fucking fingernails, dude.
That's a you problem, bro.
I know. Obviously it's a me problem.
Me biting my cheeks is like involuntary. That's what I'm saying. Like we should have evolved past it. Humans should no longer bite their cheeks involuntarily.
Dude, okay,
but biting your nails?
It's not, but you say it's involuntary, dude. I tell you, this habit, sometimes it feels that way. Like I feel like I'm not in control. Like I don't even know I'm doing it.
Yeah,
bro. I don't even know I'm fucking doing it. And I look down, I'm like, oh shit, I did it again.
Oh shit, my fingers are gone.
Yeah, dude, it's awful. It's something I really, 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 really want to, like, a habit I really want to break, especially because I think you're right. I think we have talked about this on the podcast. But like when I'm trying to remember, I did an H1Z1 thing, and they did like a hand close up, and then I went back and watched it, and they definitely got me a hand double. They like, thank God though. Like I actually appreciate that because I don't want them using my hands, you know? And then there's other things where they use my hands. I'm like, oh man, I really hope they don't use my hands. You know, like I just use a hand. There's been a couple times where they've used like a hand double for me. But it's something I'm super self-conscious about, and I hate it because I know how bad it is. But it's just like a habit that I've tried to break and I just can't. And I've gotten close, and then I relapse, and then it's like I get super frustrated because I'm like, there goes all my progress. I fucked it up again, and then I just like, I don't know. It's something I continuously struggle with, and I hate it. That's definitely the one I thought I would grow out of by now.
Just wear gloves constantly.
That's the thing, though. It's like, especially right now, there's like stuff you can put on your nails that are like super bitter, but I can't do that right now because I'm constantly like holding my son, and he puts everything in his mouth, and I don't want to risk him getting it in his mouth because it's absolutely foul, and I don't want to do that to him.
He's gonna, you're gonna traumatize him.
Yeah, and then I can't really I can't wear rubber gloves all day. Like, I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe that's the
latex, brother.
Yeah, maybe that's my next way to do it. I don't know. I got to do something though. I got to do something because it's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And the thing is, once I get past that, like, I'll stop chewing my nails, and then they get long enough to where I pick at them. So it doesn't even matter. I'm still not putting them in my mouth, but I'm picking at them. If they have any like rough edges or anything, and I'll pick them. Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Man. I can't stop.
That's weird.
I hate it.
Weird. I mean, I like, so I never was a nail biter, but like, you know, when like the tough skin around the nails, like it gets like really, really tough. I'll bite the shit out of that.
Yeah.
I'll rip that skin all off.
Yeah, dude.
But
I see, I'm actually nervous that my nails just might not even grow properly now. Like, I'll let them grow out, and you're gonna be all fucked up. I'm gonna have like Megan Fox thumbs for all my fingers. Dude. You know, hammerhead shark looking motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
no,
maybe you don't know what I'm saying. Have you ever seen Megan Fox's thumbs?
Yeah, I think they're beautiful thumbs.
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
She has delightful thumbs.
That's just what I went with. I'm sure her thumbs are fine. You know, just poor Megan Fox.
Megan Fox is going to listen to this podcast.
And Megan Fox, if you ever want to be a guest on our podcast, we would really appreciate it. We've only had one guest. Have we only had one guest, by the way?
I mean, I was literally just rewatching. No, we've had a couple of guests. We went through it where we had Rick, we had Deez on the relaunch.
We had tons of guests before.
But yeah, I was watching one of them just recently, dude. And we had just everyone, and we were all drunk, and it was like Chief, Tucker, Lane, and we were like, oh, they're not guests. They're co-hosts now, and they're gonna be on every podcast from here on out. All five of us are just gonna be shooting this shit. And obviously that didn't work out, but
Jesus. You know what, though? I'm actually really excited because, you know, I think we've probably talked about it on the podcast, but our friends Rick and Haley are moving to this area, to the Portland area, very, very soon, like end of April, I think, is when they're making their move. And all adults are eligible for the COVID vaccine as of April 15th, I think. So it's like perfect timing. We can all get our vaccines, and then, you know, we might be able to do some actually in-person podcasts, which would be amazing to do again.
I would love that as well.
Even though I will be honest, doing this setup has been so much easier to manage.
Yeah, for sure. Because you could just go live like normal. We don't have to change any setups around or anything like that. So I completely understand. But being back in person again, I do think that it's just like a dynamic that you can't recreate doing it over the internet. Right. You know, so I did really appreciate.
Yeah, I can't smell your musk.
That's facts. You can't.
You know, just give you a good sniff.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Fart during the podcast.
Oh, dude, I ripped so many farts, and then you look at me, but we can't talk about it, and you're like, that's disgusting, dude. Please don't do that. So I'm sorry. Sniffing like this reminded me, dude. I cannot even express how much I love GTA RP.
Wait,
I know that's a weird segue because you don't understand why. That's a weird, dude.
Oh yeah. Don't spoil it because Max is gonna return soon.
Okay. Well, I have 3 characters now.
I heard you say that.
So
I was like, you
something.
Got 3?
Yeah. Well. So here's the thing.
Dead?
He's on the shelf right now. He's currently on ice because he got a little burned. That's all I can say. He's on ice right now.
So a new character is gonna just.
So no. Okay. Here's the thing. So something happened with Marvin. I won't spoil it. So I was like, okay. And it was here's the thing about RP, man. And you know, obviously I've never really jumped into the RP scene, but I've heard a lot of stories. You know, obviously I've kept an eye on it like loosely, but I have heard that it's very. I don't know. It can be very dramatic. Like there's a lot of, it's very clicky, and which you I'm sure you can kind of see from the outside, like especially coming in. You're absolutely. Like, you know, people already have all these storylines.
They're just comfortable. They have the storylines. Like people are getting married and stuff in game, and like you know, you feel kind of like on the outside looking in. Right.
So you're a new character. You're coming in, and it's like all these people have all these different relationships, and they know each other, and they're doing all this stuff, and then you're trying to insert yourself into it and kind of, you know, build your story out. So the issue is, like, obviously there's a lot of rules and aspects of RP to keep it flowing and keep it going.
it's like it's literally role playing. It's not like a game. We're playing these characters out.
Exactly. So even though it's in GTA, this specific RP, you can't just go around shooting everyone. Even though it's GTA, you can't do that.
You can't do that in real life.
Because
this is my issue I had when we were finish your story, and then I'll explain the issue I had with you.
Okay, so that is kind of, you can't just like go around, you know, like sometimes I'll be playing it and people are like, dude, just get a gun and kill them all, lol. And I'm like, you can't do that. It's literally against the rule. You'll just get banned from the server. So the whole point is, you know, you have to. So the big one, and this is where I definitely learned a lesson, is I was in a situation where I was like, you don't have a gun, which this is the second time I've done this. I'm never doing it again because it always goes downhill. He pulls a gun out and he's like, oh, I don't? Now you're getting robbed, motherfucker. And I'm getting robbed. But in my head, I'm like, oh, haha, it's like a funny, we're like joking. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, put your hands up, you're getting robbed. And I'm like, all right, man, I got a lot of stuff. Like I had like $13. And so he's like, I'm gonna steal your shoes. And I'm like jokingly like, no, you're not. And I start running away. Well, you can't technically do that. That's one of the rules of RP. But like in my mind, it was like, oh, this isn't a serious situation. So like but it doesn't matter. In that scenario,
like, what size you wear? Give me them fucking shoes.
Well, no. So like it's called NVL, not valuing your life. So that's actually one of the big rules of RP. Basically, if someone pulls a knife or a gun on you, you actually have to act like someone pulls a gun or a knife on you. You can't just be like, haha, yeah, I'm not scared of that. Because that's just not how it would be, right? So basically, and I did it in front of like a ton of other streamers. Well, that's like a big rule you don't do. So they basically shot me, and I don't know if they were intentionally. I'm pretty sure they were intentionally teaching me a lesson. So it was like 3 RP streamers who have been around NoPixel for a really long time. Yeah. And because I broke one of like the big rules of RP, not really intentionally, you know, obviously like I didn't mean to. I do take RP pretty seriously. Like I don't mess around most of the time. And so I think they taught me a lesson. And so the issue is like, while this is all going down, it almost felt like they were pressuring me to perma my character. Like for example, they put me in a situation where like I felt like I had to kill my character off. You know what I mean? Which I think, but technically they can't do that. Nobody can make you perma your own character. It doesn't matter how, what they do to you. It doesn't matter if like
they were setting the stage to where like, this is how it's going to happen.
Right. And it was like, my whole chat was like, dude, you can't come back from that. Like you have to perma. And I was like, no, that's not true. You don't. Nobody can force you to perma your character. So now I'm putting him on the shelf for now. Obviously, like I RP'd kind of out of the situation. But he's on the shelf for a little bit until I figure out a way to kind of bring him back. So in the meantime, I was like, oh, I'll play another character. And I made this one character who is a character that I could probably play for about 45 minutes at a time before not only do I annoy everyone on the server, but I annoy myself. You haven't met that character yet. You might, I'm sure one day.
I can't wait.
And then you can wait. You're probably gonna hate the character. And then the next character I did was like, it was this weird character that I didn't really know what I was gonna do with him. And then and it evolved by the end of it, one session with that character, it was my favorite RP session that I've had. And like, it ended up being so much better. So much better. And I can't wait for you to meet that character.
That's cool.
It like evolved into something that I didn't expect. And it brought like, there was 2 cops and like a doctor who were RPing like the entire day with me. And I think they genuinely like loved the RP. They stuck around the whole time, and it was just like, it started, dude, it was nuts. I'm really enjoying like playing all these different characters.
That's good to hear. And like, because that first situation is like, that would kind of piss me off, and that would make me super uncomfortable. Like, especially like being new to the server and not really understanding. But that's another thing too, where like, I feel like I was trying to be extra cautious in my first, like, I'm still very inexperienced on the RP server.
Same.
And like, one of our most recent run-ins together, that night out where we were like just getting into a bunch of shit, Max and Marv were just getting into a bunch of shit. Like a lot of it, like I was like, this is not role play. Like Marv is literally just like stopping people on the road and just breaking into every vehicle, just stealing a bunch of different cars and stuff like that.
Oh, I was role playing. That's Marv. Marv is a horrible criminal. That's the whole point of Marv.
It's like
he's the worst criminal.
It's like one thing to be like, okay, we're gonna go rob some houses tonight. Let's go scout for a vehicle. Let's go do this. We're like just stole a vehicle, and you see a car that you like more on the road. You literally stop traffic and bust out a window and drag someone out there. I'm like, I don't know how to react. Like, how do IRP is that? Like, I'm uncomfortable. And it worked out, right? Because I was just very uncomfortable. I was like, oh, fuck, this is not, we're going to go to prison. And then finally I was just like, fuck it. Next time we get on the server, like, the goal for that day is to get arrested. I'm just going to get arrested. I don't know how. I'm going to get arrested.
I think honestly, getting arrested and dealing with the cops and like getting that out of the way will help you. Because I remember before, like the first time when I was doing small crime and I hadn't had a run in with the cops yet. I remember the first time I got pulled over and I was like, oh my God. And I had stolen goods in the back of my truck. And like, dude, my heart started racing and I got super nervous. And I was like, oh my God, it's like, am I being pulled over in real life? Like, am I actually like, this is so real. And then I got it out of the way. And now my interactions with the cops are so much better. Cause like, I just like, it doesn't bother me as like, I'm not as nervous. Right. So I can RP and just be ridiculous. But yeah, Marvin, Marvin is the worst criminal on the server.
We got the gist of that.
I think that's kind of just like, not intentionally, obviously, like, you know, the whole point is like, he's trying to be this criminal that can get shit done. He's the worst criminal on the server. He's so bad. He's so stupid. He just does dumb shit all the time.
Yeah, and he's trying to bring Max down with him. And I hate it every second of it.
He ain't no rat.
It's not about you ratting me out. I'm going to get caught red-handed because we're breaking into vehicles on the road while people are everywhere.
No, that's the best part. Marvin always goes in and he's the one that gets caught and everybody else gets away.
Dude, real quick, though, I wanted to touch back on the NVL situation because that particular stream where we were running around just gallivanting, doing real hood rat shit, we ran into a person like in a sketchy area trying to buy lockpicks, right? We ran into this person and like it was like
that was a weird situation.
It was like a super weird situation, right? Because we had disguises on and stuff like that, and this dude just rolls up with a mask and he just like starts being rude, and we're rude back. And Marv pulled a gun, right?
I didn't really. Well, I learned a lot of lessons from that too.
Like you pulled a gun, but that could have been a situation where like people, like you see in movies and stuff all the time where people like will flash a gun to like threaten. And this dude immediately whips out his gun, no conversation, and that's the thing, like had that happen, like I feel like that was like such an opportunity for like incredible role play. Yeah. Like you have a gun on him, he has a gun on you, and I'm in the middle, like, no, we can work this out. Like we don't have to do this. Like relax, everyone. And like me being like this big strong muscle dude and playing like this, like, oh my God, guys, we don't have to fight here type situation would have been hilarious.
Here's the difference though. So we're also playing on No Pixel with Chain Gang. So obviously this is like meta, and my character doesn't actually, well, he does know this now after the fact, but that was Curtis, who's a part of the Chain Gang, which is like that is the most notorious gang on the server, which like you don't fuck with the Chain Gang. And so, you know, is as shitty as that RP seemed in the moment. Listen. As shitty as that RP seemed in the moment, like from their perspective and his character's perspective, Curtis, like that's Curtis's character. Like if someone pulls a gun on Curtis, he shoots.
He's the worst gang member ever. We don't even know. I didn't even know it was a gang.
Yeah, I know. Bro, it was
like literally. If that's the case, if that's the role that they want to play, and there is gang violence in Los Santos, then you fucking you act as such. What do you want? Like you hey, put the fucking gun down. You don't know who I am. You don't know who I'm rolling with. Like this Chain Gang motherfuckers, and then you fucking shoot me, right?
Yeah.
Don't pull a gun on me. Pop, I'm dead. And now I'm like, like my stream, that's zero content for my stream.
That's what I was going to say. So there are different levels of RPing, right? So I've noticed this, especially on No Pixel. On No Pixel, you have like some of the server, they're not necessarily, I don't know. I'm trying to say this in a way that's not like, I'm not trying to like bring up drama or trying to be shitty towards anyone. But some people play on that server different than other people. Some people, dude, they hang out at the burger stop all day and they just talk to people and they RP in that way, right? Yeah. And then other people, they get on and their whole like the whole goal for the day is to rob banks and make money and be a criminal and be a part of the gang. And just like they kind of have like their system that they do every single day, you know? So like for us, I agree with you. In that situation, I pulled my gun out. Like I thought, One, I'm never pulling a gun out again on anybody in that game unless I'm gonna shoot him. I learned that lesson.
You're just flashing a piece, bro.
But like, the one thing that did bother me about that is he shot you instead of just shooting me. Like, he could have easily just shot me because I had the gun, and then but he killed you first.
And then we RP'd it out, and like he runs away, and then like I get to call the cops. Instead, he dude, it was just not. It wasn't an interesting. Like, I'm not upset about the situation itself. Like, I don't. We just get rushed to the hospital. Oh, I got a bullet wound, and like that whole experience was actually really fun, right?
Right.
Like that whole experience is like oh, he's we don't have wounds out the back. Like there's no exit wound or blah blah blah. Like, you know, and like the people in the hospital do a fucking amazing job, right?
Yeah.
And so like I had surgery and stuff for the first. Like it was a cool experience, like that part. But like leading up to that, it was kind of just like, hey, just looking to buy some lockpicks. Pop, pop, you're dead. And then like all of a sudden, like we're fucked. Even the dudes who called the cops for us RP'd that so fucking well, because they're like, oh my god, like what happened? But is he still here?
Yeah,
like,
there's shooters.
And then he calls the cop. He's like, oh, we have an active shooter. And I was like, no, I think he drove away. You know. And so like that was cool.
So that's the difference. It's like there's different levels of RP, and I think you and I are in that. Like for me, I'm playing on that server to have genuine RP. Like I don't care really what happens to my character as long as the RP is enjoyable and like it's not just just shot instantly, right? Like I would have been totally fine if that dude would have just shot me after we RP'd some shit. Like I pulled out my gun, he pulled out his gun, and he was like, oh, you don't do that around here. You don't do that around here. You don't pull your gun out unless you're going to use it. You know, like this is chain gang. Like he would have said some shit, and then we could have gotten a little, you know, and then, you know, there was some conversation, and then he shot us both. That would have been one thing. Like I wouldn't have cared. I don't know. Yeah. I'm more about the RP though. I enjoy what the RP creates. You know, that's why Snitch 1 was a thing.
Like that's the fun part. Like that's the content.
That's the whole fucking point.
Like afterwards, like it would have been like, and I'm just not experienced enough to actually play this out. But in my head, I was like, how can we actually turn that into like a fun situation for stream? And I'm like okay. And I tried to squeeze it in like a little bit in our next session where I'm like, oh, and you're like, oh, I got some information on this dude. Like we roll up and like. We like now we're Max and Marv. He didn't see us in our original buy. I'm like, we like discover information about this dude, where he works, where he like rolls and like stuff, where he hangs out, and then like we kidnap him and be like, you fucked with the wrong people. But I'm playing the scenario out in my head. And I was like, that would be so dope, right? Like we flip the script on him, we come back, bullet wounds all healed up, like we're good to go. But I feel like it would just be another situation like we ran into the first time, where we'd be like, get in the car, motherfucker, and then he would just pull the gun out again and shoot us.
So you can't do that. So that's against the rules on the server. So apparently if someone has a gun on you and says like, put your hands up, and you do not have a weapon out or a gun, they cannot take out their gun and like try to kill you. They have to listen to you. That's actually one of the rules. So if you get the jump on someone, they have to do that.
But you pulled the gun first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I didn't point it at him. I didn't do anything. Either way, yes, I agree with you. It's a Wild West out there. It was a very gray scenario, but see, that's the thing. I've been gathering information. I know the car he drives. I know his name.
Yeah, but
I know
Marv's dead.
I know or is he dead? Is he dead? No, he's he's healing right now. He needs some more skin. That's all.
Like I was racking my brain trying to figure out how to make that situation fun for our streams as well, and I was like, okay, that would be a really cool scenario, but I just don't see
revenge
like, that
scenario,
character, like their character playing out. Like
that's the thing. It's like the RP might not go the way you want it to every time, right? You know, you're like, oh, okay, I know what to do from this, or I know what I want to do with this, but will the other person play along? I think that's a big part of the RP server. It's like if someone doesn't play along and they like they're uninterested, they RP out of it, or like here's the thing that I'm not like a super big fan of, and I'm trying not to do this, is I don't like, I had this goal for Marvin, my first character. I was like, Marvin was this former baseball player, kind of down on his luck, obviously, and at first I was like, he's gonna rise to the height of the crime life and be like he's gonna be a big time criminal. And then here's the thing, like that was my goal with him, but then the more things happened and the more RP that happened, dude, I just kept losing the RP, essentially. I don't know, that's for lack of a better term, but like I kept getting thrown in prison and getting caught red-handed and yada, yada, yada. And before I know it, I went from hoping to be the best criminal to probably the worst criminal, you know, and that's just how the character evolved. And I was okay with that. And so I think with the newest character that I did, that was the biggest thing, is like I started off with the idea of like what I wanted to do. And then, dude, sometimes the RP just kind of guides your character and you just kind of have to go with the flow and kind of just make it up on the spot. And it's all about improv. Like that, at the end of the day, that's all it is improv. Yeah. And just being able to like RP a scenario and still try not to take RP away from the people you're RPing with, right?
Right.
Like, so I try to, if someone, like, for example, the guys, the EMS that show up, or the doctors that take care of me, like I try to make it more fun for them too. Like, you know.
Yeah. Same.
Hence, my eyeball fell out of my head. And then these two surgeons were like, oh my God, he lost his eye. Can we give it back to him? And they got to RP out this whole, like, you know, surgery scenario.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't done that, it would have just been a normal, like, okay, you're patched up, have a good day. Like, it would have just been a boring thing for them. So, you know, I try to at least introduce ways for other people to RP as well. Some people aren't into that, man. Some people just want to stick to their character and they don't ever change. And it's like, if your RP doesn't match what I want my guy to be, then I don't even want to partake in it, which I'm not a huge fan of, but that's fine. You know, our people can do whatever they want. I'll RP with the people who want to, you know, RP more like us. So I don't know. You know, people do different shit, you know? But I want Max back, baby. I want Max back in the game.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I will. It's just like, dude, it's just really, really hard for me. Now I feel like I've gotten a better understanding of just like general controls and stuff. But like I said, we talked about this last time where it was just like some situations I get put in are just so awkward for me because I have no idea what the like how to even control my character. So that's getting better and that's a little bit easier now. But like the last session, I know you had an emergency and so you had to dip out, but like I went to and this is why I got off, is because I was like, okay, I'll just go fishing while I wait for Marv to come back, or if I hear from Fingal, I'll just go fishing and earn some money real quick and it'll be easy, nice, relaxing. And so I rent a boat and I'm going out on the water and we can't for the life of us figure out, like me and Chad, like I'm completely out of character at that point.
How to find the fishing location?
How to find the fishing location. And I'm like, so we're just like literally on this boat for like 30 minutes, just driving back and forth, trying to figure it out. And then finally I'm like, okay, I'm over it. Like, we'll just bring the boat back. And maybe I forgot to check in or something like that. And we get back to shore and someone in chat is like, try F1. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. And so like we figured it out after the fact, but I had just been driving this boat in circles for 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, I'm over it today. We'll try back. But then, because that was the night of the fights, actually. And so like I had this big plan to like go and like see how I can get involved in the fights, because I'm like this big dude who wants to fight. And then I was just like planning on like
wait, that was the night of the fights?
Yeah. And but I also heard that was the thing, is like I didn't know how to attend. I drove by the gallery
I went to the fights, so it couldn't have been that night. I was there for the fights.
For sure. I got off early. I don't know if you came back or not, but I got off early.
I don't think I came back. Maybe I did. Maybe I did go to the fights. I don't remember. Are you sure it was the same night? I thought it was the night before.
Positive.
Either way.
Because like,
you
because
loved,
I went.
Well, maybe you wouldn't have.
Because that was the night you had that vehicle and you gave me the, there was just a bunch of weird stuff that happened that night. But like you gave me your vehicle and then a truck, the truck literally just spawned
on
the vehicle and broke it. It stalled out. And then like,
someone told me the server
crashed.
Yeah, that's what someone told me.
And I got back and I found
like
the vehicle after I spawned back. I found the vehicle, but then all of a sudden I didn't have the keys for it or something, or it was stalled. I needed a repair kit, something like that. It was just a weird night. But
honestly,
like
I didn't
even know how to get into the fights. And so like I went to the gallery just to drive by and see if anyone was out there like taking tickets or like doing something, and I couldn't find anyone. And so I was just like, and all I have is this bicycle. And so like I'm trekking it, you know?
No, I think here's the thing. I totally understand. It's like almost you're right at the point where as hard as it is, you're gonna have to just like branch out and just meet other people. And another thing is on that server, like if you don't know something, for example, like you were like, man, I don't know what's going on with the fights. Like how do I? you go to a location and you just start asking about it, or you open up your phone and you go to one of the you go to the Twitter app. Twitter app.
Dude, that's something that I haven't utilized at all either.
You just search a keyword, so like fights, and it would have came up. You would have had all the details. There's a poster, the time, the fee to get in.
Well, that's the thing. I knew the time and I knew the place, but like I said, I didn't know how to get in and stuff, and I didn't know where to get in. It was just weird. But then I also like one of the people. So that's the thing is, like, I've done things that have led to like just genuine interactions with random people. Like that's how I met like Bobby and different characters like that. Just random as hell, and there was like cool interactions where like they're saving my life, or they're like teaching me how to hunt and stuff, and so like those are really cool. But like just stumbling into those just seemed like such chance. And there's been times on the server where like I'm going to like all the hot spots, I'm going to like Burger Shot and the apartments, and like I can't find anyone, and it's like, okay, I don't know what to do.
I mean, there's definitely, that's why you got to have a goal. I was telling you this before. If you have a goal for your character, like, okay, today we're gonna buy this, or today
I'm going to prison. It's next time I log on, I'm going to prison.
Sure, if that's your goal, then do it. Fuck it. I'm gonna get arrested today, and then honestly, getting arrested leads into so much RP because you're thrown into the cops come, they arrest you, you have an entire conversation with them. And it depends on how you RP. Like, you can RP like some people do on the server, and they're just like, I want a lawyer. And they don't talk to the cops at all. For me, like, I don't, like, yes, me talking and saying all this dumb shit with my character probably makes my, I'm going to go to prison probably. I'm not going to get out of it. Like, I'm going to have to pay a bigger fine, yada, yada, yada. But, like, if that's more enjoyable, I think, to watch than just me being like, yeah, I know my rights. I want my lawyer. Like,
I mean, that can be interesting too, because then they have to bring down a lawyer, and then the lawyer talks.
But they'll bring a lawyer down no matter what. So like, I'll talk to the cop and probably dig my own grave, and then I get to the jail, and I'm like, I want to speak to my lawyer, even though I've already like admitted to 4 different crimes, and then I'll be like, I didn't do any of it. I'm not. It's like this whole thing. But like, but that's
coerced.
Good for you. Because you're gonna meet like the cops. You're gonna meet a lawyer. You're gonna meet. You might even, if you get sent to prison, you might meet a correctional officer, or maybe other inmates. It's good, man. Just go with the flow. Sometimes you're gonna have low points, but when you have those low points, those are the moments where I think you can be like, okay, I don't have anybody, like, I'm not in an active RP situation. What can I do to help my character right now to get to where I need to be later? And it's like, okay, I'm going to go do a couple delivery jobs, or I don't know, maybe I don't know. Or dude, you don't even have to do one of the real jobs. Like, make up your own job. Be like, hey man, you need to hire a bodyguard for an event, or you need some help. Like, I got you. You could do that. You know what I mean? You could do so many, you could stand outside the hospital and be like, what happened to you, man? Do you need protection? You could charge people for protection. You could scan.
I think it's more so getting comfortable with like what I'm actually capable of. And the more I play, the more I like watch and learn about it. It's like literally at anything I want to do.
Anything.
Like after you, I think that kind of dawned on me when you like just threw up a fake ad for our painting service.
Yeah.
I was like, we literally could. We could just, because then we ran into somebody and we're like, oh, we're painters. And like they were like, oh, I haven't seen that one before, and I'm like,
yeah,
he was like, oh, I haven't seen that before, and there was probably a huge market for it, and I was like,
we were at the hospital, and he was like, oh, you know what? Maybe we'll use your guys' services because I'm sick of this blue, because the walls were all blue and shit.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. It creates RP, man. It's all about your imagination and just kind of doing whatever the hell you want, man. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. And you don't have to be a tryhard. God, dude, I'm an old man. I think I'm an RP streamer now. I can't play a competitive game. I'm over it. Oh, speaking of competitive games and actually being the best, I won an Apex tournament yesterday.
Dude, yeah, I was because it's part of the ATT tournament, right?
AT&T, yeah. So we're doing AT&T Annihilator Cup, and it's a tournament that's all throughout the month of April.
Dude,
so I think it's a 5-week event. And every
multi-game tournament. I love the idea of multi-game tournaments.
Yeah, so every Friday is a new game. We played
in the Bud Light one not too long ago.
Exactly. So every Friday is a new game. Yesterday we did Apex Legends, which was a duos kill race. I was very, very lucky. I got teamed up with PvPX. who is an Apex professional for C9.
Yeah, dude. I saw the clip on Twitter he posted of your reaction, and I was like,
basically, he won the tournament, and I was there as support. For the ride, brother. He is super humble, and he's like, I couldn't have asked for a better teammate. It's because I played Bloodhound, and he would ping, and he would be like, Q, use your Q. Run here. He'd mark it. Run there. Okay, hide there for a second. Heal. Okay, come and help me right now. Oh, do you have your ult? Use your ult. He was basically playing for me. He was just, I was basically like,
you were his toddler. He was just shuffling you around the map.
He was just telling me what to do. I was a UAV. I would mark people, and he'd go and kill them all.
Just to be clear, PvPX is like the reason I can't play that game anymore, because I feel like I run into him every single game.
Dude, it was either way.
Goldie is an NPC, bro.
I am an Apex champion, baby. An Apex champion. So
okay, on a similar note, which is super funny, I've only ever played in one Warzone tournament. It was an Astro tournament, and I got paired up with Legion.
Legion's cracked at everything.
Legion's cracked at everything, and he carried me to it. And so, like, on my resume, I'm undefeated in Warzone tournaments.
Oh, I am definitely not. I've lost a lot.
Yeah, but you're undefeated in the Apex tournaments. How does that feel?
That's not the first Apex tournament. Yeah, I played in other ones. But hey, I gotta win. I don't. You
do.
It's funny though. It's like it was the overall, because it's an individual tournament, right? So, over the 5 weeks, so it's a $300,000 prize pool but it's individual. So just because I was teamed with PvPX week 1, I still had an individual score, and he had an individual score. So he's leading all of us, right? Because he was insane. I'm in 15th, even though I won the tournament. I'm like out of 30 people. I'm halfway, and I won the first week technically, but I'm still 15th.
Yeah, that's a little rough, huh?
Yeah. So yeah.
What other games are you guys playing in that tournament? Is there any game that you feel like adequate enough to like bring in those points for yourself?
No. Next week is CS. Shroud's in there.
In 2 weeks, so
I actually think I will be better at CS than I did Apex. Maybe a little bit, but not much.
It's like riding a bike.
But Shroud is gonna just crush us all.
Oh yeah, yikes.
And then the week after that, I think is Mortal. I don't know why I can't say this. Mortal Kombat 11, which I'm also very excited for the Mortal Kombat movie.
Button mash. I feel like that one could be, unless they have like actual fighting game professionals in that tournament as well.
I don't think they do. That one could just be like. Yeah, that one might be like anybody could win that, right? Yeah. Maybe I practice it for like a couple hours.
You find a character.
Yeah, exactly. Find a combo and
character that you like, and just spam it.
Yeah, I might do that. I don't know. And then what? There's the last one is Among Us. So that's like, I feel like that could be anybody,
Yeah.
But I'm awful at Among Us. And then I can't remember what the other game is. There's one more game, but I can't think of it. Oh, Halo. Which I'm gonna get crushed. I'm gonna get crushed. So yeah, I honestly, it's for fun, man. It's for fun.
Dude, speaking of like getting in a little practice, like remember the Bud Light tournament when we played golf with your friends? Bro,
yes. Oh God,
I never talked about this.
Cheater.
I never talked about this, but I was like, so whenever I play a lot of golf with your friends, but we usually,
that's an understatement, by the way.
We usually play with jumping on like our own like stream rules, right? To make it more interesting, and like it makes it a lot easier playing with jumping. But I'm like sitting there like thinking to myself, talking to a stream and stuff, and I'm like, man, for this tournament they're probably just gonna play on like standard rules. And if we're only playing like one or two maps, we're probably just gonna be playing like the first two maps in the lineup, which is gonna be Forest and Oasis. And so I literally went and I practiced Forest, no jumping, and I like learned how to do like hole-in-ones on pretty much every map, like a couple hours before the tournament. And so I'm sitting there like learning these hole-in-ones for the tournament, and dude, it paid off. It paid dividends. I felt I was really proud of myself. I was like, I put the time in.
How many hours do you have in that game?
I guessed the map. It's less than thousands. We play it a lot, but it doesn't usually last that long. Like we're never doing like 8-hour sessions on
How
golf
many
with
hours?
Friends. I think I can look it up, but I don't think it's in the thousands.
I fucking hope not. Jesus Christ! But even hundreds for that game is, I think, ridiculous.
So?
Yes, that's like a Friday night party game. Yeah. This man said less than thousands.
Yeah, less than 1,000.
That's ridiculous.
I'm checking right now.
Less
but I was
than
super proud of
thousands,
myself.
by the way.
I felt like I made a read. I felt like I was playing poker, right? I was playing chess, and I made a read.
You were counting golf balls.
Yeah. Oh, only 200 hours.
Only? Bro, 200 hours? That's ridiculous. You know why?
What are you talking about?
I feel like I played a lot of Rocket League, and I think I have like 300 hours in that game. You played 200 hours of golf with your friends.
You're bullshitting.
I'm serious.
There's no way you only have 300 hours in Rocket League.
Maybe more. Maybe it's 400. But either way, like 200 hours for a golf game? What? How many hours do you think I have in Rocket League?
I have 80 hours in Rocket League.
That's nothing. You barely played it.
Right.
That's why you were so bad.
All the time. So you probably got 3,000.
I don't think I have a single game on Steam over 1,000 hours. Granted, I definitely would if they counted DayZ Mod when DayZ Mod came out. But
CSGO.
Nope. I have like 650, maybe 700 hours in CSGO.
Really? Maybe I was just overestimating how much time that we put into video games.
I have 0 games on my Steam that
maybe
are
I just
over
don't know how many
hours.
1,000 hours actually is.
And again, if you counted
I have 500 hours in CSGO.
Damn, really?
And I never even played the game. Yeah.
You obviously did. Yeah, but how many hours?
I never played the game.
How many hours of that was just opening cases?
Exactly.
300?
There's probably a solid 400 hours like just sitting on the main menu opening cases.
That's so disgusting. Yuck.
Bro, those are good times. Honestly, I'd be willing. If there was monetary value in skins, I'd still be doing it.
Of course you would be.
Oh, dude, I love gambling. I can't wait to go back to the Nino.
I can't wait for them to next Friday. I'm gonna wait for my stream to go on the main screen. I'm just gonna open my inventory and just go through my 12 pages of knives that I still have on CS:GO.
Really?
Dude, I have so many skins.
I can't relate. I've gambled all of mine away.
I have so many skins on CS:GO, and I was at one point I was like, you know what? I should just like give away a knife like every week. Like I could.
You could.
I could literally do it.
There's still a community for it.
And then I was like, dude, this is so much work. Like I can't be bothered. So it's just all sitting there. I don't know. I feel like I should just give them away. I'm not gonna let anyone buy them. I'm not doing that. I don't need that. I just give them away. Maybe I'll start giving them away again. We'll see. Maybe we'll give away a ton on Friday.
I think that would be fun. I think that people would enjoy that.
Yeah,
because I mean, you're not using them. No. What do you care?
I don't need them, bro.
Sign them all. Sign them all. Say. Wait, no, don't you have to pay?
You gotta pay to sign them. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. I can't do that. Honestly, it would probably degrade the knife anyway. We don't want to do that. Add my signature.
That was always like my go-to. That was always my go-to joke.
What?
Like back when people first started asking me for my autograph, like that was like that was the most surreal like situation I've ever been put in. Right? I'm like, you want me to vandalize what?
Yeah, right.
You want
signing a controller? I think I signed a keyboard, and I was like, dude, this is brand new out of the box. It's worth nothing now. You just ruined this keyboard.
I was gonna, you really want this to be like you're gonna have to pay someone to take this off your hands, right? You ever choose to sell your setup or anything, like you're gonna have to pay someone to take this controller.
Did you just get really quiet for me?
I don't think so. I was leaning back, so
it was
could have been just getting lazy.
I bumped my cable.
Oh, okay, good. So I can still be lazy and lean back.
No, please don't be lazy. Please lean up into the microphone.
Okay,
thank you.
I'm leaning up into the microphone. I just want to make sure that we weren't getting feedback.
No,
again.
It's good. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll do that. So Space Jam trailer. What'd you think?
Bro, okay. So I'm a real stickler for
basketball.
For like people redoing classics, right?
Oh, you don't like it?
Space Jam has a real it's very near and dear to my heart. Okay, just the whole premise behind it of like these alien creatures in the Monstars coming down, taking the NBA players' talent and stuff like that was such a cool concept, right?
Right.
And they're getting away from that now. It's like it's all about the new age, right? And I get that it's a movie for kids, right? They're not playing to like the original Space Jam viewers, and like the premise is like what? Like somebody's trying to hack into LeBron's Instagram account, and they have to like stop him. Don Cheadle's trying to something like that.
Instagram account? I didn't pick that up.
That's Don Cheadle's the bad guy. He's trying to like steal LeBron's Instagram followers. Someone
said Ready Player One basketball edition, which I definitely can see that. Like I definitely got that vibe, but I don't think that's a bad thing.
Absolutely, it looks like that. So that's what I was gonna get to. Is like I was a little skeptical about it. First hearing like the storyline, the plot behind it, I was like, man, they're kind of just gonna be ruining a classic just to put LeBron in, just to reuse the Space Jam.
Why would
name.
that ruin a classic? What does that have to do with the original?
Because it's not Space Jam. They could have made like that. That could have been like a completely different. Like the only thing that's similar is that it's the Looney Tunes, right? But they could have. It's like it's Looney Tunes and basketball, I guess. But it's not like I don't know. It's just not. It's not like the original. But that being said, after watching the trailer, I am really excited about it. I do love LeBron as an actor.
I do too.
I think it's gonna be good.
I actually think LeBron's not a bad actor, and there's been a couple movies that I've seen him in that he surprised me because he's actually really funny. But I don't know. I think it'll be good. I understand the whole concept of like, don't tarnish an original. Here's the thing. I would be more upset if they were just like, we're going to remake Space Jam. As in, we're going to make the exact same movie, but we're going to swap out MJ with LeBron, I like that it's more or less it's not a sequel, but it's like a reboot of Space Jam, right? It's its own independent story, but it's similar, it's in the same vein as the original. But I like that they're modernizing it. They have to modernize it. That's the thing.
Right. That's what I mean.
It's not for us. It's for kids.
That's that's literally what I said.
Yeah.
That they're making it for not the OG Space Jam fans.
And I'm sure there's going to be tons of little from the original that's like, okay, here's something for you old heads from the original Space Jam. Like they're going to do that. I mean, there already was, right? Like there's even in the trailer, I felt like there was. So I think there's going to be, I don't know.
I'm excited to see like all the characters. One of my favorite parts of the trailer is when they were talking about, he's like, I need to assemble a team. I felt like it was almost like superhero-esque. They're like, oh, we need the big friendly giant or the iron giant and dude, it looked sick. It actually looked really cool.
And Dame's in it.
Yeah.
I think Dame.
And that's the thing is, like, I don't know how they're gonna incorporate the NBA talent.
I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna be the same way. They're gonna take the talent of some of these basketball players.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so. They're still villains.
You saw the what did they call them? The goons? They didn't call them the Monstars.
Goon Squad.
The Goon Squad. You saw the Goon Squad. So those Goon Squad, I assume, are going to be taking the powers of some of the NBA players. And all I know is Dame is in it. So I don't know who there's a couple of, is Steph Curry in it? I think Curry turned it down. Did
you see the little nod to LeBron and Dwayne Wade's dunk, Lola throwing him that lob?
Yeah.
At the end, that was so sick.
And then the little wink from
Dude, that made me so happy.
That's the thing. I think it's just gonna be a fun movie to watch. Like obviously,
Absolutely.
it's not this is not a cinematic masterpiece by any means.
For sure.
But it's a kids movie and it's basketball and it's gonna be just fucking fun to watch. So I'm excited for it. Like I was really excited when they announced Space Jam with LeBron.
Me too.
I was just like, I absolutely love the first Space Jam. I have seen it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. One of my favorite kids movies, I would say, but like one of my favorite basketball movies, really too. Like non-serious basketball movie,
Oh, absolutely.
I loved it. So
it was just fun. It was just a fun movie.
Yeah, it's just a fun movie, and it was like when I was a kid.
I do think Space Jam 2 is going to be similar. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I've been hearing really good things about Godzilla vs. Kong, which apparently I love that all these things are coming out on HBO Max too. I don't know if you have HBO Max. But especially with, obviously COVID still being a thing, wear a fucking mask. So do you think you should wear a mask even after you're vaccinated?
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, thank you. There's people who are not wearing masks just because they're vaccinated.
So the way I saw it explained was that like you can still so if you get like COVID droplets, it's just like droplets in your area, you can still spread other people's droplets, right?
Yep.
So wearing a mask prevents that entirely from entering your system and from regurgitating that into other people's symptoms.
Someone just in my chat just said, you wear a condom when your girl's on birth control? It's not even anything similar to that. But
I mean, you should, if you don't want to get pregnant, well, you should abstain from sex. Okay, it's the only 100%.
That's true.
100% effective,
That's true.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if you don't want to get COVID, you should abstain from going outside.
Yeah, and if you really, really don't, that's true. Anyway,
but if you want to have sex and you don't want children, yes, fucking double it up. Birth control. Yeah. On both fronts.
There you go. You can get male birth control too, because that's the thing.
Yeah, you can still be a carrier of the virus.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we're not even talking about this anymore. We're talking about the movies. As much as I miss going to the theater, like obviously all these movies coming out on like HBO Max and like on these streaming services, is probably, you know, it's because of COVID and they want to still be able to release movies and make money, you know, et cetera, et cetera. It's honestly really worked out for me because like I'm not gonna be able to go to the movie theaters for a long time. Yeah. You know, I got a kid now, so like I can, you know, put little man down and I can watch a movie at home and I can watch a brand new movie. So dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to like watch all these movies. I've been missing out. I've
been falling behind on the movie front. I haven't seen the new Justice League yet. I haven't seen Kong versus Godzilla.
But 4 hours to watch a movie? What the fuck?
Bro. Everything looks good. I'm just excited for movies again. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, we've been in a rut. Which it makes sense, right? People didn't want to release these movies. Like Quiet Place 2. Like I remember that movie was supposed to come out
that
like
came out?
No, I don't think it's come out yet. That movie was supposed to come out like right when COVID shut everything down. And so they were like, "Hey, we're going to delay it a year." And I don't think it's come out yet, but like I was so excited to go see that movie. And then this last year has been like, there's been nothing. There's been hardly any movies. Like Wonder Woman, the new Wonder Woman movie was like one of the ones I was looking forward to. That movie was butt cheeks. God, that movie was
I haven't even seen it.
So bad. Honestly, it has been a long time since I've been that disappointed in like in a sequel.
Really? It was that bad?
Dude, I did not enjoy it. It was so like,
that stinks because I really like the original Wonder Woman.
No, the first Wonder, it was fantastic. And then apparently, all of Wonder Woman's scenes in the Snyder Cut, in the new Justice League Snyder Cut, apparently she's badass. Like she's awesome in it. And then I don't know, dude. I do not know what the hell that was, but it was not a good movie. I mean,
Soul was good.
Soul was great. Was really Soul was good. And then Raya, the Last Dragon. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that one yet.
That movie's really good. That movie's really good. Yeah, I really like those. I've seen those. Dude, I think that's it though.
Huge slump in movies.
I can't think of anything else, man. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like
we've had really good TV, bro. I really loved WandaVision. I
haven't
really
watched
loved
it. Dude, I'm so far behind on the shows.
Falcon, dude, Marvel just can't miss.
Yeah,
that motherfucker don't miss.
Yeah,
they literally, bro. And I will say, WandaVision's first couple of episodes were like a little slow. It was definitely like building.
Yeah,
you know,
and then it pops off,
bro. That's the thing though. So like, I guess I talked about this, I think on the last podcast, but like I was able to watch that like after the third episode it came out. So I binged the first 3 episodes and I was hooked immediately. And then I'm like looking back on people's tweets after like the first couple of episodes and like, oh, WandaVision sucks. And I'm like, bro, you guys fricked up. It was fantastic. I've been hearing their new one, Falcon and Winter Soldier, it started off an absolute banger.
I heard both of those shows are good. I haven't watched, dude. I mean, I should just jump into one, but I just haven't had the time, I feel like. But I've heard Invincible is really good on Amazon, which is apparently it's an animated, but it's like super, super dark and gory.
So I started watching it last night and I was just too tired to actually finish it. But it was like, it almost seemed like
The Boys.
It kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's what everyone keeps saying.
They had a bunch of like DC, like almost like DC characters. It felt like it was like a parody of the Justice League almost. But it, like I don't know. It definitely felt like they had like the Flash and stuff, but it was like the Red Racer or something. And so like it looks good. I'm definitely gonna give it a watch.
Yeah, I've been hearing really good things about that. I just, man, I can't binge. I you know, when I get into a show, I like to binge, and I really don't have the time right now. So it's like I gotta watch it. I'll watch a couple episodes because maybe I'll have some extra time, and then I don't know when the next time, you know, the next opportunity I'll have. And then, I don't know, it might be a week. And then I'll be like, oh, God, I don't even remember what happened. I got to watch the other episode again. Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm so far behind on shows. And there's so many things. Like,
dude, I mean, your priorities are just different now.
Yeah, true.
It's no, like there's no longer you don't end stream and then just go and watch TV and settle down for the night. You end stream and then go take care of your child until he's ready to sleep for 20 minutes, and then you're still taking care of your child.
Yeah, true.
You know,
true.
It's just different.
The only thing I'm really watching is basketball.
Okay, and I haven't been.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I watch.
I didn't even watch the Pistons versus Blazers game because that would have been aired here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched it or not.
Oh, I did. I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gave you guys an ass whooping, but then that's okay because we just got an ass whooping yesterday from the Bucks. Because Giannis is just literally unstoppable. He's a freak of nature. So, is
there anything, any other shows, movies that you wanted to hit?
I want to touch on
basketball.
Yeah, for sure. One sec. They just finished filming. They just wrapped season 2 of The Witcher.
Oh, I've seen that.
Which
I still haven't seen.
Oh my god. Yeah, but you're not. I feel like you're not that. Are you into like fantasy stuff? Like, I feel like you're not.
If it's done right, like I really loved Game of Thrones, and especially like the whole like magical like past the wall like monsters and like spirits and shit. Like I love that. Right.
Okay.
That was really cool.
I would say. But not. I would say outright, that like
not outright.
So The Witcher is, I would even say, more fantasy than like Game of Thrones in a lot of aspects. But it's equal. I would say equally as dark. Like at least the books are. I don't know if maybe not as dark, but it's good, dude. I'm telling you, Witcher season 1 is fantastic. I think a lot of people are really confused by it because if you have to watch the whole show to really understand like what's happening, because it does jump around a lot. So there's a lot of like. There's a lot of intertwining timelines. Well, and the time. So the timeline is not. It's not, from point A to point B. It jumps around, and then you have to piece it together as the viewer. But honestly, if you just sit there and watch from the start to the beginning, or Jesus Christ, from the start to the ending,
easy.
You will like at the end. You'll be like, oh, okay, I totally understand the timelines now. Like you will understand it. You just have to watch it. But I think a lot of people it's hard for them to like understand that it's hopping around and that you're, but if you go into that, maybe knowing that, it'll make the viewing experience different. But it is absolutely fantastic. I loved Witcher season 1, and they actually stayed true to the books like pretty closely.
Really?
So I'm really excited for season 2.
That's important for a lot of like their hardcore fans. I explained it like this before, but like it's really hard for me to just sit down and watch a show now. I always feel like I have to be multitasking. And so with The Witcher, it was like near impossible. I think I started it like 3 times.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to
other things. And then I would look up and I'm like in a different area with a different character. I have no idea who it is or what they're doing. And so like that was really hard. But I did start it again with Nova. And so I think she's a big fan of it. And so she's
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, if anything, Nova's gonna force you to watch all these fantasy shows because I feel like she likes them all. So dude, this is great. I love this because you're gonna be forced to watch them.
On the same note, she has agreed to watch the Fast and the Furious franchise with me.
She's never seen Fast and Furious?
She's never seen Fast and Furious. Okay. We started with the first one earlier this week. Yeah, because it's Saturday. Earlier this week, we watched the first one. She tried to make the argument that like Lord of the Rings was better than the Fast and the Furious franchise. I really wasn't following, but she is going to be watching. I told her at least the first 3, and if she's not hooked after the first 3, then I won't make her watch the rest.
I mean, well, the first 3 movies are very different types of. They're different movies than the last 4 we got.
I keep explaining to her, and I'm sure she would nail this on the head if you asked her. But it's not about cars. It's never been about cars.
Well,
it's never been about.
It's cars. About family.
It's about family.
I knew you were gonna say it. I mean, it's kind of true though. It is, yeah. No, the first like 3 movies are about more about cars than the recent ones.
They raced. Sure, there was cars in the film, but there's cars in a lot of films.
Well, there's cars in all the films. That's
Well, there's a car. I'm just in general.
Oh, in all movies there's cars. That's probably not true.
Yeah,
most movies. Yeah, you're right. Anyways, here's the thing. You have to just tell her, okay, you can't go into it and be like, Fast and Furious series, one of the best series of all time. Incredible. You're going to love it. You have to go and be like, it's fun to watch. Every movie's fun to watch. Okay, that's what you need to tell her. And just be like, you don't need to have your expectations on the level of Lord of the Rings because Vern,
Fast and Furious is a fucking masterpiece.
Oh my God. Have you ever seen the breakdown? I don't remember which Fast and the Furious movie it was. Do you remember the one where they're on the airstrip flying and they're chasing the plane? Have you ever seen the breakdown of like how long that airstrip would have had to be for that scene?
Nope, and I don't care to.
It was like, I don't remember what it was, but someone did the breakdown. They were like, based on the speed of these vehicles and how long this scene was, this airstrip would have had to have been 100 miles
right now
long.
Is the equivalent to trying to explain to Christians how Mary got pregnant, okay? I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If it just goes against what you believe in, fair enough. No, don't get me wrong. Anytime they have a new Fast and the Furious movie, I fucking love it. I cried, bro. I cried. All right. In the Fast and the Furious, after Paul Walker passed away, and then the next movie that came out, and that final scene, and they're driving away, and the music, bro, I started bawling like a bitch in the theaters. Okay, I'll embrace it.
It dawned on me when we queued up the first Fast and the Furious that I hadn't watched the movies since his passing.
Yeah,
like I watched the last one. And dude, I literally, like, I was getting emotional. I was like, holy shit. Like, it just dawned on me that I haven't watched these since he passed. And I don't know if I'm ready for this. And she's like, we don't have to. And I was like, no, I want you to watch.
Yeah. It's good.
And so we watched it and it was great, dude. Good. It was so good.
Keep watching them. This is good. I like this
Fast and Furious soon.
Because she will get you to watch like a lot of this fantasy stuff that I like, because I'm a fantasy nerd, right? So this is great, man. I assume she's watched The Witcher.
Yeah,
I bet she'd rewatch The Witcher with you.
She was willing to watch it again just to watch it with me.
You got a good one on your hands, dude. There you go.
Absolutely.
I like that. I actually need to rewatch season 1 just so I'm refreshed for season 2. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. Basketball. So wait, before we jump into basketball, I have to ask you a question because this one's big. Obviously, as a Pistons fan, a former Piston, he's on the Lakers now, Andre Drummond. How do you feel about Drummond on the Lakers?
Dude, okay, I'm going to say this with the most respect possible to Andre Drummond. I do genuinely like him as a player. I think he does what he does well, right? If you need a fucking rebounder, he is, I would argue, one of the best in the league, if not the best rebounder in the league.
One of the best for sure, yeah. I would say top 3, probably.
That being said, he's not like this superstar that's going to carry your team. Clearly, he's been on the Pistons for how long, and we've sucked.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to be, right? He's on the Lakers.
That's the thing. I think like in the Lakers don't need him to.
He's literally there to rebound,
overperform. Yeah, he just needs to play his role, and he is a great addition to that team.
Yeah, I kind of hate. Dude, the Nets and the Lakers, like. What is going on here?
So I think it's setting the stage for like some very interesting playoff basketball, right? One. Lakers Nets, if it does just work out the way that everyone thinks it's going to, and Lakers Nets finals, like that's going to be fucking crazy basketball. But I think it sets the stage for like literally every other Cinderella story. If anybody but the Nets or the Lakers, or if it's even close, like that's going to be like this incredible basketball story. And I think it's going to be really, really fun. Well, and if a team proves that they can beat either the Nets or the Lakers in a 7-game series, I think the Nets or the Lakers should be very fucking scared come finals time.
Well, what do you mean? They won't be in the finals if they're beating the game.
I mean, I'm assuming that one of them's going to make the finals. If I had to put money on it, I would say.
If either of those teams don't make it to the finals, I think that's embarrassing. Like, I actually think that's embarrassing. Sure. And so, like, I don't really understand it because, and we've talked about this previously, it's like, I feel like it's a lose-lose. Like, you get to the finals, okay, congrats. Yeah. I fucking hope so, Brooklyn Nets. Like, look at your team. There's no other team that should be in the finals in the Eastern Conference over you. But then you don't get to the finals, and it's embarrassing, right? Like, I don't understand that. So, and then I don't necessarily feel like it's as bad for the Lakers, but it is, I think the Lakers the same way, right? Like, everyone expects the Lakers to be back in the finals. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I like that this year there's a lot of teams that are like the Jazz. I mean, the Jazz I think they still have the best record in the NBA. They're 21 home game winning streak right now, which is the longest in franchise history. And like, you know, besides Donovan Mitchell, they don't really have they don't have 3 superstars. They have Donovan Mitchell, which I would say is a superstar, right? But they're just playing good team basketball. You have the Phoenix Suns, who are being led by obviously, you know, Devin
Phoenix
Booker.
Suns are like that team.
And then of course,
I feel like
Chris
I would
Paul,
argue
dude.
that the Jazz have like Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley Jr. Joe Ingles been playing, Bojan Bogdanovic. You know, they have players, right?
Oh yeah, they definitely have players.
Suns,
I mean, the Suns have players too, but they are. I would say the Suns have been the most surprising to me this season. Like I did not expect them to be this good, but then again, like
I mean, their lineup is very similar to last season, right? With the addition of just Chris Paul.
But I think that kind of just goes to show how big of an impact a player like Chris Paul can have.
Yeah,
like
facts.
Even though he's past his prime, he's still that impactful as a point guard and as a leader. And here's the thing, I'm not a huge fan of Chris Paul. Like I as like his personality and the type of person he is, but I respect the hell out of his game, like the way he plays basketball and how much he's a Hall of Famer, no doubt. He's an incredible point guard. And just to see what he's done with the Suns in literally not even his full first year yet is super impressive to me. So that one really stands out as like, holy shit. Okay, I see you, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Denver doing Denver things.
Dude, the Nuggets are they made a push, dude. They just picked up Aaron Gordon at the trade deadline.
That's a huge pickup for them.
I saw a statistic that like there was more players being moved at the trade deadline than ever before.
Really?
Like if you were just a fan of basketball and like the drama surrounded, like it was almost like a reality TV show. This trade deadline.
Oh, it was insane.
There were so many moving parts. I couldn't keep up. I was sitting there and like, because my chat was kind of going crazy when like the day of it was happening, and I couldn't keep up. We had to look it up the day after.
Tons. Victor Oladipo went to the Heat, which I think is a perfect spot for him, especially because there's rumors that potentially this offseason, the Heat are going to try to get Kyle Lowry from the Raptors. I don't know if that's true or not, but if they do, that the Heat are going to be really fucking good next season, like really good. So that'll be crazy. Blazers made a trade, which at first I was like, it kind of cut me deep because I love Gary Trent Jr. I got a little soft spot for Rodney Hood. But Norman Powell, man, I mean, he's been awesome already to start. He looks good, and then the more he gets familiar with our offense, I think the better he'll play. But now we have three players that are averaging over 20 a game, you know, in our starting five. So
okay, not to rub salt in the wounds, and this is really the only thing basketball I wanted to talk about. I could talk basketball all day, but
you want to talk about Gary Trent Jr. plus minus yesterday?
Dude, 53, 54?
Yeah, 54, I think, was his plus minus.
There was at one point I saw a tweet.
Poor Warriors.
Dude, I saw a tweet that was like, at one point the Warriors were losing by more points than they had scored, and the score was like 60 to 121. Yeah,
it was bad. It was really bad.
Dude, I've been a fan of basketball for a very long time. I don't think I've seen an ass whooping that bad, and I'm a Pistons fan. Okay.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
That was a fucking schoolyard beatdown.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Hell,
it's gotta be
bro.
tough. It's gotta be tough to be a Warriors fan. Oh wait, no, they won three in a row. Or, you know, like
boy,
fuck
that.
They won so many championships. God, but to go from that to where they are now, that
in
does
such
have
a
to be
short
difficult.
span. And I know there's a lot of injuries and stuff like that. I still think, like, on paper, the Warriors have one of the best teams if they are just healthy.
Oh, if Clay was back. Yeah, if Clay was back.
I think Steph didn't play either.
And Steph's been battling injuries all season. So, yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's rough out there. I don't know.
Bro, ass whooping.
They got ass whooped.
Oh, my God.
Dude, Kerr was just like, yeah, it was embarrassing for everyone involved. Period. That's what he said. It was just absolutely embarrassing. Humiliating is what he said, which, I mean, yeah, it is. Like, you're an NBA team. You shouldn't be. It doesn't even matter. No matter what, you should not be beat by 60 points or almost.
Draymond didn't play either.
Yeah, like, no. I mean, they're battling injuries. They've got, all sorts of shit. But still, at the end of the day, man, that's crazy. Then again, like, is that running up the score a little bit? Like, should the Raptors, like, come on, you're up by 30. Maybe slow it down a little bit. You're up by 50, 40. You're up by 50. Bro, maybe slow it down. Up by 60.
I feel like they weren't running it up, though. I don't know the statistics of the game. I didn't watch it. I just saw posts after the fact. But I imagine that they would put in their second string, third string players.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't watch it, but it is what
I mean,
it
correct
is.
me if I'm wrong, but if that happened, what are you gonna do? Expect them just to not play? Hey guys, am I not scoring the rest of the game? No, they're out there to improve too.
True.
You get run up on.
If they're gonna get their chance, they're gonna do their thing. But okay, so this is kind of the question for you. So I read something about how a lot of team executives are actually talking about how the buyout market is completely broken. Like, for example, you know, someone like LaMarcus Aldridge being bought out, and then now guess where he is? He's on the Nets. And the reason this system is broken is because these players who are being bought out, it's making it even harder for a small market team to land one of these players, because these players are being bought out, and then what do they want to do? They don't want to go play for a smaller market that like maybe is competing. They're gonna take a minimum deal and try to go win a ring really quick. So it's almost like the richer get richer, and
I mean,
it absolutely is. The richer are getting richer.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Nets, dude. Like, did they really fucking need LaMarcus Aldridge coming off the bench to score 15 a game from, you know what I mean? Like, did they really need
Blake
that?
Too. Blake got bought out and then signed
they got Blake Griffin. So the exact same thing, right? The richer get richer. So like, why couldn't a team that maybe needed to fill a position more, like with a LaMarcus Aldridge type player, get LaMarcus? It's because LaMarcus didn't want to go to another team. He wants to go win a ring right now.
Yeah,
right.
Actually, though,
so
and like, you can't fault the players for that. I think that's just like structurally, like the NBA needs. Yeah,
no, absolutely, exactly. It's a thing. It needs to be changed behind the scenes on the business side. There needs to be rules or something in place to make that so that cannot happen. And you know, I don't know enough about the business side and the, you know, salary caps and all the taxes and yada 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 to implement, you know, something in there, clauses in there to make sure that this doesn't happen. But this is hurting the competitiveness of the NBA as a whole. Now you're just putting more player, like, you're just stacking certain teams. The Nets are stacked, the Lakers are stacking. Like how is that fun to watch? Who wants to watch?
Yeah.
Oh, well, man, I wonder who's going to be in the finals this year.
Man, I can't remember, although I don't have, it probably has happened before, but I feel like what are the records of NBA standings right now? I feel like the Nets have like a 70% win rate.
Are they actually number one in the East, or is it still the Bucks?
Yeah, the Nets are the number one in the East, but they had a slow start. They're on a 4-game win streak. Their last 10, they're 8-2.
I mean,
Oh no.
I feel like what did I see? Since Harden got traded there, which has been like, I think 27 games. KD, Kyrie, and James Harden have only played 7 games together or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, out of almost 30 games, they like one of them.
They have that luxury.
Yeah, that's, I guess.
They have that luxury of like having like 3 incredible scorers, and they don't all have to play at the same time.
Two of our superstars are tired. Okay, we'll just send out James Harden and let him drop 50 to win the game. Right. Like, I don't know, man. I just I don't know if it's because obviously I'm a fan of a small market team, but like, even just I honestly think, just from a perspective of me being a basketball fan and me liking competitive, like, you know, I want every game to be a nail biter. Like, I want every series to go to a game 7. To have these teams that are just so fucking stacked, it just drives me nuts.
That's the thing. Is like, I think that's what makes like the like March Madness. I'm not a big college basketball fan, but I think like one of the like draws of college, like that tournament in particular, is literally anything can happen. It's one game. Yeah, right?
True.
One game where one player can have the game of his life and upset. Yeah, exactly.
Who did they lose to? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank who they lost to.
I couldn't tell you. But that's why I think one of the draws there, like in a 7-game series, KD, like you can almost guarantee that these super teams are going to win a 7-game series. Like, KD can have an off day. Right. James Harden can have an off day. But at no point are they just going to wipe 4 games in a row. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So I do think that that's just like, it does make it a little less entertaining for sure.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And it's been like this for so long now. I mean, it's like when the Warriors were, you know, KD, Clay, Steph, and they had their entire just stacked squad. it was like, man, I wonder who's going to win it all this year again. Yeah. And it was like, maybe LeBron and, you know, his squad will be able to beat him this year. Nope. It was just like, dude.
That's what was exciting about the Heat's run.
Yeah.
And then they ran into the wall that is Lakers.
Yeah. But I mean, I was pulling for the Heat. I would have liked the Heat to win it just because, cool. Obviously, I mean, I always root for the underdogs. I always do. It's just, you know, I don't know. I don't find it's not satisfying to root for a team that everyone expects to win. You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
Unless it's like, your team, right? It's like your team that you've been a diehard fan of forever. But like, I want an underdog story, man. Every time, Cinderella story. So I agree. Yeah. Like, I'm not a huge like college sports fan, but I do like the Cinderella stories. Like if there's a Cinderella story, I keep my eye on it. You know. Obviously I think what is it, UCLA right now for men's basketball? They were like a 12th seed and they're in the Final Four. They play today. I think they were 11th or 12th seed, which is pretty crazy. And they're in the Final Four today. So if they win today, they go to the national championship. And then
they beat Michigan.
Yeah. And then on the other side of it, Gonzaga, which it's like, I don't want to root for Gonzaga because, you know, they're the number 1 seed. They're undefeated. Right.
They're supposed to win. It's like, you know.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. Either way, I think the Final Four for men's college basketball this year is going to be today. Both games are today. I kind of want to watch the Gonzaga game, and I'm rooting for UCLA though. Like I want UCLA to win it because they're the underdogs, being the 11th seed against a bunch of like, you know, or I think it's 1 through 3 seeds, or I can't remember if they're all the other teams are 1 seeds or if there's like a 3 seed in there, but. So we'll see. Yeah.
I think Cinderella stories will just never get old. You know?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about Gonzaga being a Cinderella story. I'm talking about UCLA being a Cinderella story, considering they are an 11th seed and they're in the Final Four. So yeah, it's a 1 seed. 11. Yeah. 1, 1, 2, 11. So that would be pretty cool. But yeah, but Gonzaga's also trying to chase an undefeated national championship. So. Which has happened, but I don't think it's happened since the 1970s, is what I think they said.
Really?
Yeah, Indiana did it in like 1978 or something like that. So, and Gonzaga's 2 games away. So, and I, you know, and I kind of like Gonzaga because, like, you know, they're from the Northwest. They're from Spokane, Washington. You know, obviously,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're like, obviously they're a well-known basketball school. Like everybody knows Gonzaga for basketball. But most people don't know they're literally in Spokane, Washington, which we call Spokompton. Because it's
nice.
Place is not the best place, but you know, go Gonzaga. You know,
nice.
Yeah, I know.
They got a good basketball team.
That they do.
That they do. An incredible program.
Remember Adam Morrison?
I do. Yeah. Whenever I think of Gonzaga, I think of Adam Morrison.
Yeah. Then he came to the NBA, just didn't do much.
I heard he didn't shower.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a rumor? You think he didn't shower? I mean, I'll be honest.
Came out and said it.
He did kind of have that look about him, didn't he? Man, maybe he wasn't showering because he was too busy grinding in the gym, getting buckets. You know what I mean? That's why he was the best player on the team.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I do remember hearing that. Maybe the not showering thing really hit him hard when he got into the NBA. Maybe that's what gave him like his skill. And then he got into the NBA and they forced him to clean it all off. And he's like, dude, I can't play anymore.
No, I think it was in the NBA. I think it was one of his NBA teammates.
Oh, no.
That said he wasn't the ideal teammate. I don't know.
No. I mean, he wasn't in the league for very long.
No, he was on the
Bobcats. Yeah, I remember. But I don't think he ever did anything on the Bobcats. He like entered the NBA and did nothing.
Yeah.
The Bobcats never did anything in the NBA. Fair enough. You right. Rough. Dude, the Bobcats. I don't know.
That was a rough time.
Yeah, it was. Wait, did MJ own did he own Charlotte when they were the Bobcats?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. They had a few good players. You know, they had didn't they have Emeka Okafor? When Emeka Okafor was just insane. And then they had nobody else.
Was there a point
when Emeka Okafor
was insane? Yeah. Gerald Wallace was on the Bobcats, and he had he was a great role player.
Okay, maybe he wasn't insane, but Emeka Okafor was decent. You know,
in college, he's great.
God, dude, I guess college players went to die in Charlotte for the Bobcats.
Dude, that's rough. Huh? That's sad. That's actually so sad. That's so sad.
Yeah. Wait, John Stockton played for Gonzaga? Dude, you'd think I would know that. I didn't even know that.
John Stockton's the GOAT of point guards.
Passing?
Bro.
Is he the GOAT point guard? Maybe like traditional point guard or like
bro, he like I guess if you look at like his like all-time stat leaders, I was looking it up because I was curious to see about like a LeBron, because I read a statistic that if LeBron continues his lowest averages he's ever averaged in careers, he will still be top 10 in points, rebounds, and assists, and has like a potential to be #1 point leader of all time. And that's unheard of, right? There's very few people that are in the top fucking 20, top 50 of those 3 stat categories, all 3 of them. And he has the potential to be in top 10. And I was looking it up, and I saw that John Stockton is not only the all-time assist leader, but all-time steals leader. And he is like thousands.
I actually didn't know that.
He is thousands
ahead
above everyone else.
I did not know that. I obviously knew assists, because let's be honest. If you're fucking throwing dimes, that's a John Stockton, dude. There's a reason.
It actually makes me sad, because John Stockton was like one of those players that never got a ring.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Malone,
so I just looked it up. So John Stockton's #1. Jason Kidd is #2 in assist leaders.
Okay.
Jason Kidd has 12,000 career assists. John Stockton has 15,800.
Wait.
Literally,
say that again. Say that again.
John Stockton's sitting at 15,800.
And what was the second one?
12,000.
He's 3,000 assists ahead.
And the next closest is from an active player is Chris Paul with 10,000.
Hey, I mean, Chris Paul is definitely up there as one of the best point guards ever to play in the NBA. Absolutely. Someone said Westbrook. Please stop. Please don't ever say that again. Please.
Russell has 7,000. He's 13 on the list. LeBron James, 8 on the list.
I was gonna say, and he'll crack.
He has 96
top 5.
I mean, if he continues to play, yeah. Top 5 is Magic Johnson is at 10,141. So he's literally like 400, 500 behind.
Damn.
Magic Johnson.
That's crazy, dude. That is insane.
Of someone's of LeBron James' stature.
Yeah. Being that many assists. That's just, I mean, that just goes to show how much of an incredible all-around basketball player he is. That's crazy, dude. That is nuts. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you just take a look at the stat. Did you see Giannis' stats for yesterday?
Nah.
He was 18 of 18 from 2-point field goals. And that's only happened one other time ever in the history of the NBA, and it was Wilt Chamberlain. So,
okay, dude, have you ever seen some of bro?
Dude, you can't find Wilt Chamberlain.
Didn't exist.
I mean, he did.
Dude, I know he's a person. He's a real person, but I think,
I know,
dude.
Imagine if there was cameras and like all the highlights you'd be able to see. I want to watch him get his 100-point game, bro. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Like,
actually, I probably don't. It's probably so fucking boring to watch because he's just so big and he's just, you know what I mean, just shooting over the top of everybody. I know there's footage out there, but it's not obviously like, you know, it is today where you can find anything now. Everything's filmed on the basketball court now. But
yeah,
you can find clips of it. It's just, man, it's a long time ago. It's a long time ago.
I just feel like somebody's shaving stats, bro.
Oh, well, I mean, different rules too. You know,
a
lot of different rules back then. Different game.
You just read some of the statistics surrounding Wilt Chamberlain, and you're like, huh.
Well, so I mean, there's truly some of his stats or records I don't think will ever be broken. Like
like he slept with 10,000 women. That was self-proclaimed 10,000 women.
I mean,
bro,
I believe it.
How old? Hold on. How old is Wilt?
Wait, do the math. Do the math.
That's what I'm gonna. He's 63 years old. So 63. Hold on. I'm actually gonna bust out a calculator. Wait.
What'd you say? Wilt Chamberlain's what?
63.
He's only 63 years old?
Well, he died.
Okay. That's what I thought. I was like, wait, what?
63 times
when you said he's only 63, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he passed away at 63. Okay. So 2000. Well, let's just do from 18. 63 minus 18 is 45. So 45 years as an adult. 45 times 365. That's 16,000 days. Okay? From the moment he turned 18 until the day he died.
16,000 days?
Divide by 10,000. So he's averaging. Wait, I did this wrong. I had to have.
I don't know what.
But there's like a half a woman a day, almost a little over a half a woman a day.
I mean, I don't know. I believe that.
A different woman, bro.
I believe that.
I think I can count on one hand the amount of women I've had sex with
Will
my
Chamberlain
entire life.
He probably got onto the basketball court. He shot hoops and like, you know, during a timeout or something, he probably looked in the crowd and he pointed at like 3 women. He was like, "You 3 tonight."
Brennan,
you know?
every day.
He's
sleeping with, bro, from the moment he turns 18, he's sleeping with 4 women a week. Different women. Never the same one.
Google says 20,000 women, dude. I guess we'll never know.
20,000? Dude, even if this dude is really like just straight put like 4 5-somes, right, on occasion, that is an insane number.
Here's the thing. Someone just said that. Who the fuck? How are we counting that? How is that measurable? It's not like this dude. You think he really counted every single one? Like, I think that's ridiculous. Ran the numbers.
Maybe he was like, I've been sleeping with 3 women a night for the last 20 years.
Anyways, so I think he said he lost his virginity at like 5 or 6 years old. Okay, that's okay. Well, we won't get into
that's a yikes.
That's a yikes, bro. That's not anyways, yeek. I think there's a different word for that, but we won't get into that. Anyways, oh, dude, did you see the Prodigy X stuff?
Dude, it actually makes me sick to my fucking stomach.
It made me sick to my stomach.
I literally don't want to give him a platform anymore, but holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like that. It was actually crazy, right? So I'm streaming and I got a DM and they're like, "Hey, you might want to unfollow that Prodigy guy." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, bro, I haven't spoken to him in like quite some time. But I was like, I didn't understand it. I thought it was just like a random DM. And then Hutch tweeted that article.
Yeah.
And dude, it actually made me, like, my heart sank. I was like, dude, I've shared drinks with this dude. Not like actually, but like I would been at conventions and we had a drink together.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Yeah. Disgusting shit. You guys can Google it. It's, I don't even know if he streamed on Twitch. He's a streamer. Terrible. Yeah, it's absolutely horrific. But his name is Prodigy X. You guys can Google it and stuff. But yeah, that's somebody he was in the Gears scene for a long time. He's been streaming on every site for a really long time. I don't know, man. He was like one of the OGs. He was on like the World Championship Gamer or something like that. He won that shit. WCG, World Cyber Gamers or whatever it was called, like way back in the day. Yeah, he won that. He was like really prominent in the Gears community. Yeah. And then, bro, just holy shit. Yep. Shit's nasty, man. Disgusting. Anyways, maybe that was a horrible segue. Do we have anything else we want to talk about today? Dude, I had the list. We can get into it. Maybe I set the stage for the next podcast. Okay. But did you fight an old man? I did fight an old man. I didn't actually fight, but is it the same dude that bumped into you? No, different dude. What's with you? What's with like you struggling with these old men? I'll explain next time. All right. Okay. But I want to set the stage for a couple other topics for the next podcast. Get ready. We can get to on this one. Get prepared. Veggie Tales. Oh God. Are they actually veggies? Oh God. I think not. Teletubbies have children. The Tiddlytubbies. Facts. Okay. You ready for some names? I'm gonna throw some names out there just so you guys can get familiarize yourself with the Tiddlytubbies. This is what this has become. Dada, Nin, Ping, Ba, Duggledy, and Umby Pumby. Okay. Now, these are their names. Wholesome. Sounds like, right? Wholesome. Apparently, there's some scandals running around. Where maybe some cheating amongst the Teletubbies. Who knows? Find out next time on Brothers CN Podcast. Who the fuck cares about Teletubbies? Are they even on air anymore? Dude, Teletubbies are creepy and weird, and hasn't there always been like controversy surrounding them? And yeah, they're satanic. Maybe they're like, didn't you say they were swingers? Yeah, that's the thing. Well, so if you look at the color wheel, like obviously like blue and red make purple, things like that, and that's how we determined which kid belonged to which Teletubby. But what if the swinging is completely, you know, consensual and everyone just knows about it? Like, it's just what they do. It's like a swinging.
They haven't admitted to that. And so far.
Why do they need to admit to it? Why can't they just fuck in peace? Why does everyone have to talk about who they're effing?
We're curious. It's not like we're gonna like shun them if they're swingers.
Alone.
We're not gonna shun them if they're swingers. Have sex with whoever we want as long as everyone's involved. But right now they got a bunch of kids running around. We don't know who the parents are.
They're not real. Who the fuck cares who their parents are? For all you know, they were made in a lab.
That's not true. They came from the sun and the moon.
Okay, you actually know about. Okay, anyways, we're not going to talk about Teletubbies. This is what our stream has. This is what our podcast is degraded. So
if you guys are excited, about any of these topics, VeggieTales, are they veggies? I don't know. Probably fruits.
No, they're probably vegetables.
Cucumbers,
and probably some fruits. Dude, stop.
Squash is a fruit.
Squash,
it's a berry.
No. Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening to Bros to the End Podcast, episode 34. If you guys have been watching, listening, whatever.
Aren't berries. Crazy.
That is my co-host, Vern Notice, telling you guys about berries and fruits and vegetables. If you guys want more VeggieTales, make sure you guys, I'm muting him. He doesn't know that. Go to twitch.tv/Vern Notice. He says, open your eyes. It's a birdemic. It's a birdemic. Jesus, dude. Honestly, Vern, whenever you feel like really nervous or like, whenever, I don't know, any social anxiety, I think the number one icebreaker, like if you would have done that on the MLB stream, you'd have been like, hey, Vern, so how's your day going? You've been like, the birds, man, it's a birdemic. That's a good segue. I'm just going to stick with the
cucumber thing because that still rattles me.
Stop doing that. That's like a hot dog.
They're going to be like, hey, Vern, how you going? I don't know. I'm a little shooketh today. Did you know cucumber's an actual berry, not a vegetable? Yeah,
all right, dude.
I'm all the way.
Honestly, that's probably pretty good. You should probably do that every time.